It's March, and light returns to the high Arctic.
G'day guys, here I am again, having a look at some of those releases that caught my eye that you might have missed. But first up, thank you to everyone who participated in the 48 in 48 group build challenge, raising funds for Models for Heroes, with a special shout out to Peter. Your generosity has left me speechless, mate, and I'm truly grateful. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys today is I finally got confirmation I'm heading over to the Shizuoka hobby show over in Japan in May, and I'll be bringing you some content from that, so stay tuned. But stick around to the end of this video because I've got some details of the next giveaway I've got lined up, and you won't want to miss this one. Giveaway. But the first release that caught my eye this month is a set of 16th scale figures designed to fit into the 16th scale German half track. These figures have been sculpted and released by Jason Studio, who've been doing amazing things. Their quality is flawless, gorgeous, and with the recent spate of 16th scale German half tracks being released, these will be the perfect addition to those models. However, you're going to have to make sure you brush up on your figure painting because there is nowhere to hide in 16th scale. Next up, this release, I'm probably a little embarrassed to include it because it is purely a marketing exercise by Revell, and that's their 72nd scale US Navy Swift boat Mark I, and this model's been around for ages, but they've reboxed it and repopped it with their nice price packaging on the outside. I don't know why, but these patrol boats and this sort of style of boats have always fascinated me, and if the price is right, I'll be jumping on one of these straight away. Revell can be a little bit hit and miss with this style of thing, but I really loved building their Schnellboot, so I'd be willing to take a chance on this one. Confessions Before the Fight is a new release from ICM in 35th scale. I'm always a little nervous when it comes to ICM kits because they too can be very hit and miss, but I know a lot of aircraft modelers who sing their praises, so take that for what it's worth. This release is the Mobile Chapel and Figure Set, and this truck has been released in various boxings and different boxings before, but it's the first time it's been paired up with this figure set. I really like the concept of a scene in a box, and this one is a really niche subject. And it's a great introduction to building dioramas because it takes all the guesswork out of it, especially for the beginners. You can buy a kit like this, put it on a base, construct a little scene, and you're good to go, which is why I think this is a really terrific little release. We see Takom releasing another prototype tank this month, and that's the T58. And I've picked this one over the T57 because the T58 at least went to one prototype production sample, if you like. The T57 never made it off the drawing board. It was an attempt by the Americans to fit an oscillating turret with a 155mm gun, and they were mounting that on the T43E1 chassis. It's got a really interesting look about it, and there's a real good opportunity to create and enhance those cast textures around that oscillating turret. It would be one of those subjects you'd put on the table, on the display table, and it'd be a great conversation piece, which is why I've snuck this one into the list. Eismusik, I hope I've pronounced it right, is the latest release from the Machine & Krieger universe, and it's in 1/20th scale by Wave Corporation. And I guess it looks the same as some of the other armored suits and whatnot that are released in this universe, but it looks to have at least a different sort of style of gun from what I can tell anyway. And I can't help myself but add these kits to the collection for a rainy day. These releases tend to pop up out of nowhere and sell out fast because there's a lot of people that just collect these things. The Machine & Krieger or MaK universe is so expansive and so interpretive. It just gives us the freedom to explore different techniques and different styles of painting and things, which is why I think I like this genre so much. So it's so great to see another kit released and this universe expanding. Coming in at number 5 is the Vickers Kleino Mark IV motorcycle from Copper State models. Their models have often been compared to wingnut wings, and if you know anything about wingnut wings, they're renowned for their quality and the way they do their instruction booklets and things like that, so it's fairly high praise. Copper State have released quite a few of these motorcycle style of kits in their 35th scale World War I era range, and their latest release is this sidecar version with the Vickers water-cooled machine gun on the front. And even if you're not overly interested in the subject, it's one of those things that you just need to sort of take a look at with your own eyes to believe the standard and the level that some of these prints have got to, and just how incredible it is to be building models at this time, which is why this one's made the list.
Do you play video games? No, my kids do.
It might come as a surprise to you, but I'm not really a World of Tanks guy. Too busy building models to play computer games. I have had a bit of a play around with it, in fairness, and one of the tanks that kept popping up and kept destroying me was the TOG II. The TOG II was a super heavy tank that was designed for a warfare that would never take place. It has a unique and recognizable shape, and I really think this one could be a little bit of a hit for these guys. This kit has been released by a company called ResinScales. It's in 35th scale, and it's just such an interesting subject, and it was giving me flashbacks to the hopeless times on the battlefield. This thing kept knocking me over, and that's why I think I'd like to see this in my display case. Now, I seem to be obsessed with Kubel wagons of late, and the next one is no exception. And Meng is really becoming the king of the Kubel wagons. And in a completely unexpected twist, they've released this half-track iteration of the Kubel wagon. It's the Type 155. This is a pairing of their standard Kubel wagon kit with a bunch of 3D printed parts, upgrade parts. And I love this marriage between 3D printing with a styrene injection molded kit to make something completely unique. And it's something I'd like to see other manufacturers exploring and juicing a bit more, because there's so many of these obscure left of center subjects that with just a couple of tweaks and a few extra parts, some of these standard boxings of these kits could be made into completely different things. This is very cool, and if their pricing is going to go anything like the standard range of Kubel wagons, I think it's going to be very affordable too. So that's why this one made the list. Okay, so I don't actually like the Hurricane, and I rarely build 32nd scale aircraft. But as a passionate scale modeler, I think I'd be doing this video a disservice not to include this new release. Kotare is a model company that essentially rose from the ashes of wingnut wings, and it's been producing model kits of the highest quality. I'm calling out this one, if nothing else, that I can respect a beautiful design and a beautifully manufactured model kit. And from what I believe, this one will be ticking all those boxes. And you never know, it might even ignite a spark for me, and you may see a Hurricane on my bench. So number one, this might be a bit of a surprise for you as well. It's the iconic Ford Falcon XY Ute from DDA in 24th scale. DDA is an Australian-based manufacturer producing kits of these classic Australian muscle cars. And like I said, the latest in the range is this XY Ford Ute, and that was a Ford that was produced between 1970 and 1972. I had a poster of this very car on my bedroom wall as a kid. So seeing this iconic V8 produced in styrene made my eyes light up, and it's something that I'm going to have to add to my stash. These DDA kits are quite simplified and pretty accessible to everybody. I can't wait to get my hands on one and get a look. It's just going to be a matter of whether my overseas viewers are going to be able to source them in their countries because, like I said, they are Australian subjects and it's an Australian manufacturer. But if you can and you're interested in an iconic Australian muscle car, check these ones out. So that's it for March. Did you see something you liked? Did I miss something? Let me know in the comments down below. Next week, I'll be uploading the video of the painting and weathering of the Mini Art RSO. I'm so excited to bring that to you because it's come together so beautifully. But more than that, I'll be giving you the opportunity to win yourself a brand new gallery airbrush, so don't miss that one, whatever you do. A big shout out to my Patreons who've been sharing their work with me. I'm showing you some pictures on the screen here. I love sharing ideas with you guys and taking this journey with you. So if this sounds like something that interests you and you'd like to get involved with yourself, be sure to join us over on the Patreon page and we can connect on that platform. The details are down below. And remember guys, this is the greatest hobby in the world. Share it with your family and share it with your friends, and let's be proud of what we do. Until next time, I'll see you soon.
But it's March, and where I come from, March is prison rules.